Imagine for a moment that the floor beneath you isn't solid. Imagine that the very fabric of the reality you perceive, the time that ticks on your watch, the light that reveals the world to your eyes, is nothing more than a fragile veil stretched over an infinite, hungry void. We like to believe that the universe follows rules. We have spent centuries crafting elegant equations to describe the dance of the stars and the birth of galaxies. We have built a sanctuary of logic, a fortress of understanding where every effect has a cause and every shadow has a source. But deep in the cold, silent reaches of the cosmos, there are monsters that do not care for our math. There are entities so profound, so utterly defiant of the laws of physics, that their very existence suggests our understanding of reality is not just incomplete, it is fundamentally wrong. We call them black holes, but even that name is a polite mask for the truth. They are not just holes, they are ruptures in the tapestry of existence. They are places where and when cease to have meaning. They are the ultimate elsewhere, a destination from which no traveler returns and no message can ever be sent. And while most black holes fit neatly into our theories of stellar evolution, there are 7 among them that shouldn't be there. They are the ghosts in the machine, the glitches in the cosmic code. They are too big, too fast, too old, or too strange to exist by any logic we possess. They are the anomalies that whisper a terrifying truth, that the universe is far more chaotic, far more ancient, and far more indifferent to our existence than we ever dared to imagine. Today, we are stepping beyond the event horizon. We are going to look into the eyes of the impossible. We are going to explore the 7 black holes that shouldn't exist, but do. We will travel from the dawn of time to the edges of our own galaxy, uncovering secrets that have been hidden for billions of years. And by the time we reach the last one, you may find yourself questioning if the universe we live in is anything like what we've been told. Prepare yourself, for we are about to enter a realm where the laws of physics are broken, and the only thing that remains is the cold, hard truth of the void. Number 7. The Early Giant, UHZ-1. Our story begins at the very dawn of time, in a period astronomers call the Cosmic Dawn. This was a time when the first stars were just beginning to flicker into existence, pushing back the suffocating darkness of the early universe. It was a time of beginnings, of the first tentative steps of a universe finding its form. According to every model of cosmic evolution we have, black holes are supposed to start small. They are the remnants of dead stars, seeds that slowly, over billions of years, feast on gas and dust to grow into the supermassive giants we see at the centers of galaxies today. It is a slow, methodical process of accumulation, a cosmic marathon that takes eons to complete. But then, the James Webb Space Telescope looked back 13.2 billion years and found UHZ-1. UHZ-1 is a supermassive black hole that existed when the universe was a mere 470 million years old, less than 3% of its current age. But here is the problem. UHZ-1 isn't a seed. It is already a titan, boasting a mass of tens of millions of suns. To reach this size in such a short amount of time, UHZ-1 would have had to grow at a rate that defies the physical limits of the universe. It would have had to consume matter at a speed that should have blown it apart. It is like finding a fully grown oak tree in a forest that was planted only yesterday. It shouldn't be possible. It is a chronological impossibility that mocks our understanding of time and growth. The scientific explanation for this anomaly is forcing us to rewrite the history of the cosmos from the very first page. Some theorists suggest that UHZ-1 didn't start as a star at all. Instead, it might have formed from the direct collapse of massive clouds of gas, bypassing the stellar stage entirely to become a heavy seed. This implies that the early universe was far more violent and chaotic than we ever imagined, capable of birthing monsters directly from the void. It suggests that the order we see today was preceded by a period of absolute, unbridled creation where the rules were different and the potential for destruction was limitless. The hidden twist here is even more unsettling. UHZ1 is roughly as massive as all the stars in its host galaxy combined. In our modern universe, a black hole usually accounts for only about 0.1% of its galaxy's mass. UHZ1 is a parasite that is as large as its host. This suggests that in the beginning, black holes didn't just live inside galaxies. They might have been the very engines that created them. It turns our understanding of home on its head. We thought galaxies were the cradles of life, but UHZ1 suggests they might have been the byproduct of a cosmic hunger. The real-world consequence of UHZ1 is the shattering of our chronological comfort. We thought we had time to understand the universe, but UHZ1 proves that the most complex structures in existence were already here at the start. It means that the evolution we see is just the cooling of a fire that was already burning at its peak. Philosophically, it forces us to confront the idea of predestination in the cosmos. If the giants were there at the beginning, then the fate of the universe was sealed long before the first human ever looked at the sky. We are living in the aftermath of a creation that was far more efficient and far more terrifying than we dared to dream. It is a reminder that the universe didn't become great. It started that way, and we are just the witnesses to its slow, inevitable decay. Number 6. The Glutton, J05294351. If UHZ1 challenges when a black hole can exist, our next entry challenges how much a black hole can consume. Meet J05294351, the most luminous object ever detected in the known universe. It is a quasar, a supermassive black hole surrounded by a disk of gas so hot and bright that it outshines hundreds of trillions of stars. But J05294351 isn't just bright. It is hungry. It is currently growing at a rate of 1 solar mass per day. Every 24 hours, this entity swallows an entire sun. It is a feeding frenzy on a scale that is almost impossible to visualize. Think about that for a second. Our sun, a ball of fire 1,000,000 times the size of Earth, the source of all life and energy in our solar system, is nothing more than a snack for this monster, and it eats one every single day. Scientifically, this puts J05294351 right at the Eddington limit, the theoretical maximum speed at which a black hole can consume matter before the intense radiation from its own feeding frenzy pushes the food away. It is a cosmic balancing act on the edge of a knife. If it ate any faster, it would choke on its own light. If it ate any slower, it wouldn't be the record breaker it is. It is a perfect, terrifying machine of consumption. The hidden twist is that we've been looking at this object for decades and didn't realize what it was. Because it was so bright, astronomers originally thought it was a star relatively close to Earth. It was hiding in plain sight, a wolf in sheep's clothing. It wasn't until recently that we realized this star was actually a monster 12 billion light-years away, possessing the mass of 17 billion suns. It is a reminder that our eyes, and even our most advanced telescopes, can be easily deceived by the sheer scale of the cosmos. The brightest things in the universe are often the most dangerous and the most distant. The real-world consequence of such a discovery is the realization of our own insignificance. We talk about power on Earth, nuclear weapons, hurricanes, the energy of the sun. But J05294351 operates on a scale that renders human language useless. The energy it releases is so vast that if it were placed in our local neighborhood, it would vaporize everything in the Milky Way. It is a reminder that we live in a universe of extremes, where the normal conditions we enjoy on Earth are a rare and fragile exception. We are the inhabitants of a quiet corner of a very loud and violent room. Philosophically, the glutton represents the ultimate expression of entropy. It is a reminder that the universe is not a stable, peaceful place. It is a landscape of extreme consumption, where entire solar systems are erased in the blink of a cosmic eye. It challenges our sense of permanence. We build monuments and civilizations, we write books and create art, but in the face of a sun-a-day eater, everything we are is just potential fuel for a void that can never be filled. It is the personification of hunger, a hunger that predates life and will outlast it. It asks us, What is the value of creation in a universe that is so efficient at destruction? Number 5. The Ghost in the Gap, GW190814. In the world of astrophysics, there is a forbidden zone known as the lower mass gap. For a long time, we believed that stars died in one of two ways. They either left behind a neutron star, a city-sized ball of pure density, or they collapsed into a black hole. Neutron stars, we thought, couldn't be heavier than about 2.2 times the mass of our Sun. Black holes, on the other hand, were thought to start at around 5 solar masses. Anything in between was considered a physical impossibility. It was a gap in the fabric of reality, a place where matter simply couldn't exist. And then came GW190814. In 2019, gravitational wave detectors picked up a ripple in spacetime caused by a collision between a large black hole and a mystery object. That mystery object had a mass of 2.6 suns. It was too heavy to be a neutron star, yet too light to be a black hole according to our models. It was a ghost, an object that shouldn't exist, sitting right in the middle of the gap where physics said nothing should be. It was a defiance of the very categories we use to organize the universe. It was a reminder that the universe doesn't care about our labels. The scientific explanation for this ghost in the gap is still a matter of fierce debate. Is it the heaviest neutron star ever seen, held together by some unknown state of matter? Or is it the smallest black hole ever detected, formed by a process we don't yet understand? Some suggest it might be a merged object, the result of two smaller neutron stars that collided but didn't quite have enough mass to fully collapse into a traditional black hole. Whatever it is a hybrid, a chimera of the cosmos that challenges the very definition of matter. The hidden twist is that this object challenges our understanding of the equation of state, the fundamental rules that govern how matter behaves under extreme pressure. If this is a neutron star, then matter can be packed much more tightly than we thought. It means that at the heart of these objects, the very atoms are crushed into a state of existence that we cannot even replicate in our most advanced laboratories. If it's a black hole, then the transition from matter to singularity is much more fluid than our rigid categories suggest. It means the event horizon isn't a wall, but a threshold that can be crossed at much lower masses than we believed. The real-world consequence is that we are forced to admit that our laws of stellar death are more like suggestions. The universe doesn't care about our neat little boxes. It is a reminder that every time we think we have solved a part of the cosmos, it reveals a new layer of complexity. Philosophically, the ghost in the gap represents the liminal space of existence. It is the gray area between being and non-being, between a solid object and a hole in reality. It reminds us that the most interesting parts of the universe are often the ones that refuse to be categorized. It is a reminder that reality is a spectrum, not a set of binary choices. We live in a world of either-or, but the universe lives in a world of and. It is a call to embrace the mystery, to accept that there are things in the dark that we may never fully name. Number 4. The Forbidden Remnant, GW190521. If the previous entry was about an object that was too small, this one is about an object that is forbidden by the very laws of nuclear physics. When a massive star dies, it usually explodes in a supernova. But if the star is truly gargantuan, between 65 and 120 times the mass of our Sun, something strange happens. The core becomes so hot that it starts producing electron-positron pairs. This causes a drop in pressure, leading to a violent collapse and an explosion so powerful it leaves nothing behind. No neutron star, no black hole, just a cloud of dust. This is called a pair instability supernova. It is the ultimate cosmic erasure. Because of this, there should be a gap in black hole masses between 65 and 120 suns. No star should be able to leave a black hole in that range. It is a forbidden zone of stellar evolution. But in May 2019, we detected GW190521, a collision that created a black hole of 142 solar masses. One of the parent black holes in this collision was 85 solar masses. It was right in the middle of the forbidden zone. It was a remnant that shouldn't have been left behind. It was a survivor of a process that was supposed to be absolute. The scientific explanation for this forbidden remnant is that it might be a second-generation black hole. Instead of forming from a star, it might have formed from the merger of two smaller black holes in a crowded star cluster. It is a cannibal that grew by eating its own kind. This suggests that the universe is a much more crowded and interactive place than the lonely voids we often imagine. It means that black holes aren't just isolated islands. They are part of a complex social ecosystem of gravity and collision. The hidden twist is that this discovery confirms the existence of intermediate mass black holes, the long-sought missing link between small stellar black holes and the supermassive giants at the centers of galaxies. We've been looking for these for decades, and we found them in the one place we were told they couldn't be. It is a classic case of the universe hiding its secrets in the very places we refuse to look. It shows that our expectations can often be our greatest blinders. The real-world consequence is a total re-evaluation of how black holes grow. If they can merge and grow in these forbidden ranges, then the path to becoming a supermassive black hole is much more diverse than we thought. It means that the giants at the centers of galaxies might have checkered pasts, built from the remains of countless smaller collisions. Philosophically, the forbidden remnant is a testament to the persistence of existence. Even when the laws of physics try to erase something, the universe finds a way to bring it back. It is a story of survival through transformation, a reminder that even in the face of total annihilation, something can remain. It tells us that nothing is ever truly lost. It is only changed. It is a message of hope, written in the language of gravity and fire. Number 3. The missing link, Omega Centauri IMBH. For years, astronomers faced a frustrating mystery. We could see small black holes, and we could see giant ones. But the ones in the middle, the intermediate mass black holes, IMBHs, were nowhere to be found. It was as if we lived in a world with only toddlers and grandfathers, but no adults. This missing link was a massive hole in our theory of how galaxies evolve. It was a gap in the narrative of the universe, a missing chapter in the story of how we came to be. That is, until we looked into the heart of Omega Centauri. Omega Centauri is a massive cluster of millions of stars orbiting our Milky Way. For a long time, we thought it was just a globular cluster, a simple ball of stars held together by gravity. But recent observations of star movements at its center have revealed a hidden weight, a black hole with the mass of about 8,200 suns. This is the perfect missing link. It is an intermediate mass black hole, and it is sitting in a place where it technically shouldn't be if Omega Centauri were just a simple cluster of stars. It is a revelation that changes everything we thought we knew about our own cosmic neighborhood. The scientific explanation is that Omega Centauri isn't a cluster at all. It is the stripped core of a dwarf galaxy that was swallowed by the Milky Way billions of years ago. The black hole at its center is the ancient heart of a dead galaxy, a relic of a cosmic murder. This discovery tells us that the Milky Way is a cannibal galaxy, built from the remains of the smaller worlds it has consumed over eons. We are living in a house built from the bricks of our neighbors. The hidden twist is that there might be thousands of these missing links floating around our galaxy, hidden inside what we think are just normal star clusters. We are surrounded by the ghosts of dead galaxies, and we didn't even know it. Every time you look at a cluster of stars, you might be looking at the tombstone of a world that was once as vibrant and complex as our own. It is a haunting realization that the universe is a place of constant, violent change, where the winners eat the losers and wear their remains as jewelry. The real-world consequence is that we now have a roadmap for how supermassive black holes are made. They don't just grow, they are assembled through cosmic collisions. It means that the history of our galaxy is written in the movements of these hidden giants. Philosophically, the Omega Centauri IMBH is a reminder of the layers of history that exist in the universe. Everything we see is built on the ruins of what came before. We are walking through a cosmic graveyard, and the missing link is the headstone of a world that no longer exists. It challenges our sense of identity. If our galaxy is made of the pieces of others, what does it mean to be the Milky Way? It reminds us that we are all part of a larger, more complex story, and that our uniqueness is just a collection of borrowed parts. Number 2. The Drunken Dancer, V404 Cygni. Most black holes are depicted as static, majestic drains in the fabric of space. They are the silent sentinels of the dark, unchanging and eternal. But V404 Cygni is different. It is a black hole about 8,000 light-years away that is doing something that seems to defy the stability of physics. It is wobbling. Specifically, its relativistic jets, beams of plasma shooting out at nearly the speed of light, are changing direction every few minutes, swinging around like a garden hose being held by a drunken dancer. It is a chaotic, violent display that shatters our image of the perfect black hole. The scientific explanation for this drunken dancer is a phenomenon called frame dragging. According to Einstein's general relativity, a massive spinning object doesn't just sit in space. It actually drags the fabric of space-time around with it, like a spoon spinning in thick honey. In V404 Cygni, the black hole's spin is misaligned with the disk of matter falling into it. This causes the inner part of the disk to warp and wobble, which in turn causes the jets to spray wildly across the cosmos. It is a literal twisting of reality, a place where the solid nature of space-time is revealed to be as fluid as water. The hidden twist is that we are seeing Einstein's most extreme predictions play out in real time. Frame dragging is usually a subtle effect. We've measured it around Earth, and it's incredibly tiny. But at V404 Cygni, the effect is so violent that it is physically twisting the light and matter of the universe into a pretzel. It is a place where the laws of physics are not just being followed, they are being pushed to their absolute breaking point. It is a reminder that the universe is not a static stage, but a dynamic, living thing that can be bent and broken by the sheer force of gravity. The real-world consequence is that V404 Cygni provides a laboratory for the most extreme physics imaginable. It shows us that space-time isn't just a stage where things happen, it is an active participant in the chaos. It allows us to test our theories in conditions that we could never hope to replicate on Earth. Philosophically, the drunken dancer is a terrifying reminder of the instability of reality. We rely on the constancy of space and time to make sense of our lives. We believe that up is up and down is down. But V404 Cygni shows us that at the right scale, even the dimensions of height, width, and depth can be twisted and thrown around. It is a reminder that our stable reality is just a local exception to a much more chaotic universal rule. It asks us, if the very fabric of space can be twisted like a rag, what can we truly count on? Number 1. The first shadows, primordial black holes. We have reached the final entry, and it is perhaps the most impossible of all, because we haven't even officially proven they exist. Yet their existence would solve the greatest mysteries in science. These are the primordial black holes. Unlike every other black hole on this list, these didn't come from stars. They didn't come from mergers. They didn't come from the death of anything. They came from the Big Bang itself. They are the first shadows, entities that have existed since the very first breath of time. They are the ultimate ancestors, the firstborn of the cosmos. In the first fraction of a second after the universe began, the density of matter was so extreme that some regions might have spontaneously collapsed into black holes. These could be any size, from the mass of a mountain squeezed into the size of an atom, to giants that would later become the seeds of galaxies. They are the only things in the universe that could have survived the transition from the singularity of the Big Bang to the universe we see today. They are the witnesses to the beginning of everything. The scientific explanation for why they shouldn't exist is that our current models of inflation, the rapid expansion of the early universe, should have smoothed out the universe too much for these collapses to happen. If we find them, it means our entire theory of how the Big Bang worked is wrong. It means the smooth universe we imagined was actually a jagged, violent place. Yet, many scientists believe they must exist because they are the perfect candidate for dark matter, the invisible glue that holds galaxies together, but which we cannot see or touch. If they exist, they solve the biggest problem in physics. The hidden twist is that if primordial black holes are dark matter, then the universe isn't filled with some exotic new particle. It is filled with trillions of tiny, ancient black holes. They could be everywhere. One could be passing through our solar system right now, a microscopic void that has been traveling through the dark for 13.8 billion years. They are the silent companions of our journey through the cosmos, invisible and untouchable, yet holding everything together. The real-world consequence is that the missing 85% of the universe's mass might just be these ancient ghosts. It would mean the universe is much more hollow than we thought. It would mean that the solid matter we see is just a thin crust over a vast ocean of voids. Philosophically, the first shadows represent the ultimate mystery of origins. They are the only things that could have witnessed the Big Bang and survived to tell the tale. They are the ultimate ancestors. If we are made of stardust, then the universe itself might be held together by the void dust of the beginning. It forces us to ask, is the universe a place of light that contains darkness? Or is it a place of darkness that occasionally allows for light? It is a reminder that the void is not the absence of something. It is the foundation of everything. Conclusion: the veil of reality. We began this journey by looking for anomalies, objects that defied our rules and challenged our math. We went looking for the impossible, the things that shouldn't be. But as we stand here looking back at the early giants, the sun-eaters, the ghosts in the gap, and the primordial shadows, a deeper and more unsettling truth begins to emerge. These black holes shouldn't exist. They do exist. They are as real as the ground beneath your feet and the air in your lungs. And if they exist, then it is our rules that are the anomaly. It is our understanding that is the glitch. We spend our lives trying to map the universe, to find the patterns and the logic that make us feel safe. We want to believe that the cosmos is a clockwork machine, a predictable and understandable system that we can eventually master. We want to believe that we are the protagonists of a story that makes sense. But black holes are the reminders that the universe is under no obligation to make sense to us. They are the places where our logic fails, where our math breaks, and where our very concepts of self and existence are stripped away. They are the ultimate no trespassing signs of the cosmos. Perhaps the most shocking truth of all is not that these black holes exist, but what they say about us. We are creatures of light and matter, living on a tiny rock in a vast, dark ocean. We see the impossible, and we call it a glitch. But maybe we are the glitch. Maybe the normal state of the universe is the void, the singularity, the place where time stands still and the laws of physics are irrelevant. Maybe our brief moment of light and life is the true anomaly, a flickering candle in a wind that never stops blowing. As you look up at the night sky tonight, remember that the darkness between the stars isn't just empty space. It is a canvas of mysteries, a graveyard of galaxies, and a nursery of monsters. The 7 black holes we explored today are just the beginning. They are the cracks in the door, giving us a glimpse of a reality that is far more vast, far more ancient, and far more terrifying than we ever dared to imagine. The universe is not just stranger than we suppose, it is stranger than we can suppose. The question is no longer, how do they exist? The question is, now that we know they do, how will we ever look at the world the same way again? How do we go back to our small lives and our small worries, knowing that just a few thousand light years away, the very fabric of space is being twisted into a knot? How do we sleep, knowing that the missing part of our universe might be trillions of ancient, hungry voids? The void is calling. It doesn't want your answers. It doesn't want your theories. It only wants your wonder. It wants you to look into the dark and realize that you are not looking at nothing. You are looking at the truth. And the truth is more beautiful and more terrifying than anything we ever dreamed.